Daniel Cormier believes Derek Lewis is done fighting the top heavyweights in the UFC. DC does, however, predict Derek to KO Sergey Spivak this weekend at UFC Vegas 68. On the DC and RC show, DC said, "I don't know if Spivak is the guy. I'm not trying to insult Sergey Spivak because I like the kid. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a good fighter. He's still losing to the guys that are ranked very highly. And I just don't know if Sergey is quite at that level. So I'm going to tap in that Derek Lewis wins the fight. I think he's going to knock him out, but I do believe that. I think Derek's done at the top. I think Derek's absolutely done at the top of the division. I just don't know if he still can't knock out number 10, 11, 12, 13, because I just don't think those guys are as good as they are." Derek Lewis has responded to DC at the media day for UFC Vegas 68. Derek says DC has got to say that because he has high cholesterol.
I guess because they feel like my work ethic wasn't there. That they felt like that I wasn't taking myself serious or the fight game serious or whatever. And so I don't blame them, but I got to go out there and prove, I guess I got to go out there and prove everyone that I can still do this. I can still be in the top 5. I don't give a damn what DC says. I seen that bull. But I guess you got to say that whenever you got high cholesterol. But yeah, I feel like that I can still be in the top 5.
Ali Abdelaziz, in an interview with The Schmo, claims the UFC tried to make Colby Covington versus Bilal Muhammad for the Ultimate Fighter. Ali said, "Listen, the UFC tried to make Bilal versus Colby for the Ultimate Fighter. We say yes, nobody can find Colby. Nobody know where he at. Last time I heard he was at the UFC PI with 4 security. I don't know why. Now Masvidal is fighting. I don't know if he's trying to sue Masvidal, trying to cash in or trying to do what, fight or just leave the sport and get out of the rankings. But Bilal should be fighting for the title. To be honest with you, I don't care what everybody says." Sean O'Malley and Tim Welch on the Timbo Sugar Show give their takes on Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns and the rematch between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. Sean believes Jorge versus Gilbert will be a closer fight than people think, and Sean says he'd love to see Izzy get his belt back.
Yeah, those are fire.
That Gilbert-Jorge fight's a sick fight.
People think Gilbert's gonna go and smoke him, which he very well could, but I'm like, that's gonna be super competitive. We forget how good takedown defense Masvidal has. His last losses are to Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington. Like
the best wrestlers in the division. They were having a tough time taking him down.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's allowed to fight again after sucker punching Colby. Kinda. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. Could have been an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't imagine the lawsuit that was dealing with, dude.
I wonder if that's why Colby hasn't booked a fight. If he's trying to say I took brain damage, which could kind of because he could get $1 million or whatever it is, but can't fight and then potentially make more.
How does Izzy go back to the drawing board and just what does he have to do to win?
Yeah, I mean, Daniel and I talked about it a little bit on the Bro Malley show. I'm like, is he gonna have a wrestling approach? It didn't look like when it did hit the ground. I'd have to rewatch it, but when it did hit the ground, it was
dude, I don't think he should have a wrestling approach. I think that motherfucker should get in such sick kickboxing shape and just bounce around and dot him and piece him and just be too fast for him, make him guess, similar to a game plan that you would have against a big, strong striker who's coming forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it would be so sweet to see Izzy win, get the belt back.
Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili goes down at UFC Fight Night on March 11th. Here is some training footage Petr recently uploaded to his social media. Ben Askren believes Jorge Masvidal kept turning down Gilbert Burns because he himself does not believe he can win the fight. Masvidal vs. Burns was recently made official for UFC 287 on April 8th. On an appearance on Daniel Cormier's YouTube channel, Askren went on to say no. That's why he's been saying no to Burns, because he doesn't think he's going to win either. DC, you know how most of these dudes work. If they think, I could beat that dude up, they say yes, easy. If they think they can't, they say no. That's how they work. Burns is what Jorge wants to be. Burns is like, I'll fight anyone, and he actually will. Burns has kind of fought everyone. He seems like that guy that'll say yes no matter what. He wants to fight Colby Covington. He fought Khamzat Chimaev. He's fought Kamaru Usman. He's kind of fought all the best guys in the division. On Masvidal potentially getting a title shot with a win over Burns, Ben continued, oh yeah, over Gilbert Burns, that's for sure. I mean, Chimaev, Bilal Muhammad, and Colby are kind of wild cards because we don't know what's going to happen next with them. But Gilbert Burns is top of this division for sure. And if Masvidal can beat him, then yeah, I think he would be fighting for the title next. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen goes down at UFC Fight Night on April 15th. John McCarthy on the Weighing In podcast breaks down why this is a very winnable fight for Arnold Allen.
The time away is great, but he's not taking any steps down in talent against who he is competing against. Arnold Allen can win this fight. Yeah. Josh, a lot of people are going to sit there and they're going to look at the name of Max Holloway and think he's going to be the guy that he's automatically got to win here. No. Arnold Allen has got a full set of skills, and I'm guaranteeing you he's going to be working at times to take Max down and take Max completely out of his strong suit, which is the stand-up. But he can stand with him for a long time, but he will work that wrestling. He will work towards making Max have to grapple a lot because he knows that's going to slow Max's stand-up down. It's going to make his arms a little heavier, all those things. Now, Max has worked really hard on becoming better and better with his defensive wrestling and his ground game, and he's got a good ground game.
Yeah, he does.
It's just not, I don't believe, at the same level as what Arnold Allen's is at. And so there is a mark where you look and you say, in the stand-up, I give Max Holloway the advantage. On the ground, I've got to give it to Arnold Allen. And so you have a distinct line of, where does this fight play out? If it plays out on the feet, I think it edges towards Max. If it plays out going to the ground, it's going to edge towards Arnold Allen. But this is a great featherweight matchup.
Islam Makhachev is not happy with how the UFC has been promoting his upcoming bout against Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 284. In a recent statement, Islam said, "I'm unhappy with the promotion of UFC 284. Feels like the UFC could have done a better job promoting the fight." What do you guys think about how the UFC is promoting UFC 284? Have you guys seen a lot of advertisement for it? Post your opinions in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the back and forth between Joe Rogan and Ariel Helwani. The first one's from Mike Tails. Says, "I love seeing Ariel go off on people, but my God, is this guy sensitive. You say one slight negative thing about him and he goes on a tangent." The second one's from Craig Mills. Says, "Nick Diaz said it best like 12 years ago. Where I'm from, people like that get slapped." And the final one's from Han Solo. Says, "Ariel is the king of starting controversy, then claims all I do is ask questions." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.